Welcome back. Now it's time to take an in-depth look at the judges' race as we get closer to Election Day with Dr. Michael Adams, a political science professor at Texas Southern University, and political strategist Jessica Colon. And we begin with you, Dr. Adams. Your thoughts about where the race stands right now?
But there have been a couple of things that have happened recently. One, you have to look at the contract dealing with the vaccines, and she's taken a lot of hit there. Also, we have to look at what's happening nationally, and I think a lot of times there may be some down ballot creep in terms of what will happen. We saw up until the last week or so in terms of the president of the United States, in terms of having to deal with inflation. And also the other issue in terms of dealing with crime. What we're going to see is a very close election. And you have to go back to 2018 when we had straight ticket voting. And I think that election was determined by less than 50,000 votes, and that was considered to be a surprise.
Jessica, your thoughts, as if we're to believe the polling in the races, only 1 or 2 points. Why is that?
Well, I think my colleague laid it out very nicely. And, you know, when you talk about the polling time, you're talking about University of Houston polling, you're talking about Rice University polling, you're talking about two polls that usually are the gold standard. You know, crime is a serious problem. And what did Lina Hidalgo do? She tried to defund our constables, and it took a piece of legislation during session to stop her from doing that. Can you imagine the county judge attempting to defund her own law enforcement units, our constables? It's atrocious. Beyond that, increased taxes. And, you know, as was laid out, she has some serious problems, legal problems on her hands. And she herself has already said she's likely to be indicted. And that's what we've seen come into Harris County through these different issues that have been laid out, whether it's more burden on taxpayers, less public safety in our community, and just a progressive agenda at large coming into Harris County and making this a less safe place to live. Our quality of life has suffered since Judge Ed Emmett has left office.